If you take a look at the drum kit here, you can see that up there I've got a stereo bar with an XY configuration, I guess you'd call it, for the overheads. And I do that for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think it's just a lot cleaner of a look to the drum kit than having an overhead over here and an overhead over there. I just like the way that looks visually, and sometimes, if you have a small riser, it might be difficult to even get, another couple of tripods up there. So it just kind of condenses things down, and also for phase, right there in the middle, it's going to pick up everything pretty much evenly, and if the drummer's balancing himself properly, it's going to pick up a nice, even, balanced representation of the drum kit, almost exactly as the drummer hears it, because that's going to be right above his head, so stuff like that. I've got the ride mic from underneath here, and a lot of times I'll use a clamp or a claw on there, but in this case we're using a small tripod. I've been trying to get away from using stands as much as possible, just for the cleanliness of the kit, and also that it's just less stuff that we need to either set up and break down at the end of the night. And, I'm using pretty standard mics on everything. Kick is getting there's an E901, a Sennheiser in the drum itself. There's a 602 on the outside. Obviously, like many people, blending the two together. Snare has a Heil handy mic on the bottom of it. And then today I'm using a Sennheiser 605 on the top of the snare. Sometimes I use the Heil PR22. There's a whole mixture of things. 604s on the toms. And that leads us to the other thing, is that a lot of times on toms I'll mic the top and the bottom of the drum. Bottom line for that is that you'll get, I've always achieved really huge sounding tom results from using top and bottom. And what I've done is I made Y cables that are 2-into-1, two outputs into one input, so I don't use twice as many channels on the desk, so that way they're still feeding just one preamp. Obviously one side is going to be polarity reversed, and it's usually the top, but I don't think it really matters in the end. And again, I have to use much less EQ to get that big, nice, thick, boomy sound out of the tom.